And just like the Grinch stole Christmas, the Oswego State women's basketball team stole a win earlier today at home over the Plattsburgh Cardinals, a 70-54 victory. But we turn the page here on WTOP 10. We're going to look at the men's team now. I'm joined by Sammy Sozio and Kaylee Richmond again for the second game in today's doubleheader. What are we thinking before the men's game? Real quick thoughts.
I'm excited to see how this one goes. Hopefully it turns into a win like the women's game.
And for you, Sammy?
I'm looking forward to this game, a big rivalry matchup. I'm just looking for everyone to play safe today.
Gotcha. So, two big teams, a huge game between two rival opponents. Who are your players to watch today in this one? Sammy, I'll start with you.
For Plattsburgh, it's definitely Kevin Tabb. Huge players. He's a junior this year, sophomore. He started in the 22 to 24 games he played. He had 16.6 average per shots. He is one of the most athletic players on the Cardinals right now. And the Lakers are going to have to look out for him as they want to be able to keep up the pace.
Who else should the Lakers look out for today, Kaylee?
All right, my Plattsburgh player to watch is Willard Anderson Jr. He's one of the top leading scorers on the team. And last game, he made a career high scoring with 22 points in his last matchup. Some would say he played a hot and crispy game like a Nashville chicken sandwich.
Oh! Hot Nashville chicken sandwich. I love it. How about for Oswego? Who you got?
Oswego, I have the one, the only, Jeremiah Sparks. He is currently the overall top scorer for the Oswego team, averaging almost 20 points per game, and he is a force to be reckoned with, someone that Plattsburgh should watch out for during this matchup.
You want to talk about hot Nashville chicken sandwiches? Me and Jeremiah, we actually go way back. We made our own chicken sandwiches together in the back of Tully's Tenders.
Wow.
Yeah, it was sitting at the Friars with Jeremiah Sparks was a real different dynamic than what you usually see on the court. How about for you, Sammy? Give me your player.
Cartier Bowman, obviously a huge player. Started in the 28 out of the 29 games he played, getting 208 rebounds. 208 rebounds in the one season. I just can't. The Cardinals are going to have to keep an eye on him if they want to win.
Yeah, Bowman's been great, and especially cleaning up the glass, he's been really well. Plattsburgh are going to have to shut him down. We're then going to get into our picks of the game, a little score predictions like we did earlier. For the game, I'm going to go 86-70 Oswego. They just erupted yesterday against the Potsdam Bears, a huge win. I think the Plattsburgh Cardinals are going to be a little bit tougher opponent than they're kind of anticipating. I think they're not going to score as much, but still, in a way, a blowout victory. Sammy, what do you got?
Absolutely. I'm kind of with you on that. It's going to be a blowout, but I'm going at 78-62 Oswego. I mean, they have so many blowout games that I don't think today's going to be any different.
All right, I'm going to stay on the Oswego winning train, and I have high hopes for this team. I'm going 88-78. I like a good 10-point difference.
Gotcha. Who do you think is going to be the top scorer? You think it's going to be Sparks or someone else stepping up today?
I probably think it's going to be Sparks. I got to be honest with you.
All right, and we'll talk about kind of the bench play. It's been a factor. Julian Crittenden's been great off the bench for the Oswego Lakers. Is there anyone else that stands out from the Lakers squad off the bench for you, Sammy?
Well, think about all of these six-men off the bench are like every team needs a spark, right? Especially if you're down. But I think whoever can come off that bench and give the Oswego their spark, that's who they should look out for. Anyone who comes out and gives Oswego Lakers a spark, if they're losing or even if they're winning, just to keep the game going, keep the momentum going, and keep their lead wide.
Right. I mean, I mentioned Julian Crittenden yesterday. Yes. You also had Kenny Lazo stepped up in a big way for the Lakers, had a good game off the bench. And the Lakers are just going to have to keep going to that bench. They have the depth. They have plenty on the bench. They even went as deep yesterday as guys like Stephen Bradley. They haven't got as many minutes, but they're able to go really deep on the bench in these games. For Plattsburgh, do you think they can stay the same? Do you think they'll need to go to their bench, or will they have to rely more on their starters in a game like a team against Oswego?
I think the starters are always reliable on any basketball team. I hope that some of the bench players get some opportunities to play and hopefully will aid their team in trying to get that victory.
Gotcha. Do you think Oswego's bench maybe being a little deeper than Plattsburgh is going to be a factor at the end of this one?
I think so. I think more variety and more talent really helps a team grow and flourish, depending on, how you get that win.
I absolutely agree with you. You have a good bench on either side. We'll see how the outcome of this one goes. We're going to throw it to a real quick break. When we come back, we got men's action here on WTOP 10. Don't go anywhere.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Shine on that boy.
Look at the bling. Do we got a diamond tester on? Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep.
10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
We scored?
Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs.
I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone.
What? I should take your phone away.
No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
I'm going to need that back.
No.
Kevin!
For action, second game of the day is on its way for the Oswego men's basketball team and the Plattsburgh Cardinals men's basketball team. If you're just joining us, last game earlier today, we saw a women's victory, 70-54, Oswego State over the Plattsburgh State Cardinals. We're going to see if it's going to be the same story for the men's team. That'll be both games this weekend, where the women and the men end up on top if the men are able to pull out in this one.
Say that one more time, sorry.
I just saying that it's going to be the second time this weekend that both the men and the women are able to pull out wins.
Yes, absolutely. I think that if they both get both Oswego Lakers win here, it'll be a huge moral victory for not just them but the entire Oswego school, pulling out a doubleheader and a win after that. But right now, I just think some of the key plays of the game are they're going to have to, again, we've been saying for the girls' game, patience. Patience is key to this game.
Right, and we'll get to the starting lineups now. As the Oswego State Lakers start announcing their players, we're getting ready for tip-off. But before we start that, I want to talk about the hockey team, too. They also played Plattsburgh State. That's another moral victory if they get that one to go. I know we're going to talk about basketball here for the next hour or so, couple hours, but I do want to throw in the hockey team in there just because it is such a rival matchup.
Yes, absolutely. Again, rivalries are always fun to watch, right? It's always fun, always a great time, but if we can beat Plattsburgh all around today, I think it'll be a huge moral victory for Oswego. But honestly, we're gonna take one game at a time and just keep winning one after another.
Right. So we're gonna. I want to talk about a little keys to the game here before we start. I want to start with Oswego. I think the biggest one is staying humble. They're coming off a nuclear game yesterday. They can't get a little too ahead of themselves. You can't be too high, can't be too low. That's kind of what I teach my kids because I coach baseball. Never too high, never too low. Yep. You got to stay right here, stay level-headed. Jason Leone, I talked with Elijah Hardison earlier this week. He said Jason Leone's been preaching. Never play the score. You always play every opponent the same, no matter who it is. I think they have to stay humble today. I think they have the right head on their shoulders at head coach to make sure they do that. A second key to the game for them, though, is shutting down the big three for Plattsburgh. They average 37 of their 70.8 points per game from three players alone. It's Tab, Trombley, Anderson Jr. running it for Plattsburgh. They have to shut down those big three because points aren't being distributed to other places. But for Plattsburgh, though, they have to win the rebounding battle. Oswego has been dominating on second chance buckets and offensive rebounds. We saw earlier in the women's game, they absolutely dominated the offensive rebounds. The men's team, it's been the same old sound and dance. They dominate on the offensive rebounds across the board, and they've won second chance basket as we get ready for tip-off here. Bowman wins it. It's going to be Oswego Lakers basketball to start. But Plattsburgh, another key to win this game is patient offense. The opponents average 13.7 turnovers per game versus Oswego. That's a pretty good amount, for almost 14 turnovers a game. So if you're Plattsburgh, you have to limit the turnovers on a team like Oswego who's just run and gun on offense. I think that staying patient is going to be huge for the Plattsburgh Cardinals today. Find the best shot, find the open shooter, patient offense, high efficiency shots, and get the best basket.
Absolutely. This game is going to come down to patience and intensity. Both teams are absolutely intense, but Lakers right now coming off huge victory yesterday. And I love your quote of saying that you don't play the score, because that's absolutely what you have to do. You cannot play the score, because otherwise you're going to get lazy when it's you're up by 15 points.
I absolutely agree. I mean, that's why I picked it as my key to the game, Sammy. But that's something that they've reiterated on. Sparks sets the opening three of the game. There, Sparks is getting the Lakers ahead early. But no, that's what Leon has preached to these guys over the season, and that's what Hardison was saying when I spoke with him earlier in the week. As we see Plattsburgh running it now, it's Thomas handing off to Trombley. Back to Thomas. Thomas inside the paint, working on Akile. No good. Bowman grabs the board.
Man, these players are already not even, a minute and a half into the game, and they're already playing intense. This goes to show how great this program really is. And Bowman was fighting for the ball to the very end, blew the whistle.
And that's going to be a jump ball. It's going the other way. Some starting lineups here on the court for the Plattsburgh Cardinals. Number 0 running the guard, Franklin Infante. Number 1, Kevin Tabb. Number 4, Willard Anderson Jr. 23, Dylan Trombley. And 35, Tim Thomas for the Lakers. We got Jamal Akili, number 3. Aki Anderson, number 5. Caleb Cook, number 10. Cartier Bowman, number 21. And Jeremiah Sparks, number 23, as it's a hard foul on the Lakers as Infante went up with the shot, came down, kind of smothered there, couldn't really have space to land. It's going to be a foul on Oswego State. Infante takes his first.
Lakers really have to cut out the penalties, early, because if they keep the penalties up, it's going to be if they score the point, it's now went up from a 3-0 lead to a 1-1 lead, and now it's an easy overtake for the Cardinals. So penalties are game killers.
Plattsburgh shooting a mediocre, almost 70% clip from the line. They get their first 2 to go in this one. 3-2 Oswego. Anderson dishes off to Cook. Cook drives, handoff Akile. Spin move. Another spin in the other direction. Almost poked away. Bowman finds Sparks in the corner. Sparks misses his 3. Bowman goes up for it. Can't come down with the rebound, but it's going to stay a Lakers basketball. Dylan Trombley contested Bowman for the rebound. He is not happy with what he sees, and Mike Blaine, the head coach for the Plattsburgh Cardinals, also very upset with the call, as it appeared that maybe went out on Cartier Bowman. Referee disagrees, though. They find the inbound. It's Bowman.
I absolutely
spins
agree
away, and the foul.
If you're the head coach, man, that play looks like it should have been Cardinals ball, but at the end of the day, you got to listen to the referees. They know what they're doing. Sometimes.
I mean, you gotta kind of roll with the punches if you're the coach. I mean, you don't just agree with the call, but then you can't calm down the errors. You have to stay home on defense as they let Jamal Akile get inside. They get him to the line. It's a foul on Plattsburgh State. And Jamal Akile is headed to the stripe. And Jamal Akile from the stripe this season, a 55% clip. He's 6'4", 11 so far. Looking to hit his first one on the game. It's good. He moves to 7-12 on the season from the line. Akile second. In and out for Akile. It's going back the other way now. Plattsburgh State. It's Kevin Tabb. The cross to Anderson. Infante to Thomas. Thomas stuck, kicks out to Trombley. Handoff Infante. Works on Akile, drives, right hand, good to go. Falling away with the layup somehow gets it to get through the hoop. 4-4 game here early. Caleb Cook dishes to Achille now. Achille, a little hop step inside the paint, a crafty move to get in for the layup for the Lakers. 6-4 game, 17:25 to go. Plattsburgh looking to answer with their own. Bowman grabs the rebound on the miss from Anderson Jr. Bowman runs it to Jeremiah Sparks. Fouled up and it falls. Jeremiah Sparks gets the bonus shot. We're going to get a replay. That kind of hung up there for a hot minute.
I'm not sure what was going to happen there. It was kind of a, a time stop moment, but
Sparks a crafty move to get inside the paint. He was in the right spot. Up, down, in it goes. And now he's got the free throw. 8-4 Oswego. Sparks gets it to go. 9-4 is the score now. Anderson Jr. guarded by Cook on the press. Lakers pull it off a little bit. Infante. Tab. Guarded tightly by Sparks. Can't get by him. Steps back, takes the three instead. It's good! Kevin Tab with a huge shot for Plattsburgh State with a great defense from Sparks, but not good enough apparently.
I don't want to toot my own horn or anything, but both my players to watch are doing amazing so far.
Aki Anderson instantly responds for the Lakers from the mid-range. It's going back the other way. Infante to Anderson Jr. Dribbling up on top now, guarded by Caleb Cook. He calls for Infante. Goes to the far side key, now down towards the block. Back out, Trombley, no good. Rebounded Cook. Anderson. He finds, that's Achille on the drive. Achille kind of loses it, but finds Sparks. Spark goes up, a nice little move to get the layup to go with the left hand.
4 minutes in, it's already such a game, man.
Jeremiah Sparks, another red-hot start on the year. He has 8 points of Oswego's 13 already in this one in 4 minutes. Now it's a jump shot from Tab. It's no good, though. It's rebounded by the Lakers. Jeremiah Sparks runs it. Sparks, Achille. Bowman, nice ball movement. Anderson takes the three. No good. Caleb Cook in the right spot for the offensive layup, or for offensive rebound and the layup. Second chance opportunities already starting to hurt the Plattsburgh Cardinals. Someone's going to have to change something, as we call it timeout. Mike Blaine not liking what he sees from his squad right now.
Oh, I mean, if the other team gets second chance opportunities, would you like what you were seeing? I mean, I completely agree with what he's doing. He's getting angry, but he needs to tell these kids that they need to, take a step back. They need to rush for the ball. They can't. Sometimes you have to have patience. Sometimes you can't. When you see a loose ball, you gotta dive for it. You just gotta go for it.
Absolutely. I mean, the second chance opportunities is something we talked about already, and Oswego already has 6 second chance points in the game. And that's just, if you're the Plattsburgh State Cardinals, that's unacceptable. That's your lead right there. Without those second chance opportunities, it's a 2-point game, but it's 15-7 right now, and they are getting slaughtered on the offense or on the glass. Oswego leads 8-1 on rebounds right now. 4 offensive rebounds to Plattsburgh's 1 defensive rebound. Unacceptable play from the Plattsburgh Cardinals, but we're going to start again after the timeout now. It's Kevin Tab to Trombley. Trombley goes to Smith, who checks in for Plattsburgh. Trombley gets the screen. Finds Infante on the cut, the jumper. It's good. Bangs around the rim and falls through the nylon. Jeremiah Sparks runs it. Finds an open Bowman. Bowman takes the contact. No foul called, and it bangs in and out. Bowman wrestling on the floor, though. Loose ball going Plattsburgh's way.
I almost thought for a second he got his own rebound. That would have been absolutely insane.
Kevin Tab pulls it out. It's Jeremiah Smith now working on Achille. Loses the ball a little bit, passes out Trombley. Trombley, left hand, gets it to go off the glass. A nice kiss off the glass for Trombley. It's Lakers ball. Jeremiah Sparks, nice move on Infante. Infante tries to take a charge. Ref didn't call it. Sparks misses the layup. Going the other way. Kevin Tab. Nice hop step, but we're going to call it travel. Maybe that was more like a leap step.
Yeah,
like he
leap step.
Looked like he had moon boots on. Maybe what are the like a the impulse grenade from Fortnite that he threw that down on the ground.
Speaking of that, I think the new event just happened. So looking for Peter Griffin in Fortnite soon. Very excited to go home and play. What about you?
I would like to see a little Peter Griffin in Fortnite. We already have Rick and Morty, so it's not out of the realm of possibilities. I would love to play as Stewie Griffin. That may be a little play to win. I don't know how Stewie Griffin would fit as we see a layup from Plattsburgh State fall. But yeah, no, Fortnite's a great game. Making a comeback, and so far in this game, Plattsburgh's making a comeback as well. It's now 15-13. Jeremiah Sparks gets the screen to Kille. Anderson to Cook in the corner. Cook brings it up to the far side. Now it's the Lakers. Akille absorbs contact in. Coming off the assist from Sean Edwards, who's in the game. Now it's Plattsburgh running it. Trombley to Tab. Smith. Dawkins. Now it's out to Vedrini. Drives to the paint. Oswego, great defensive possession here. Plattsburgh somehow works inside. It's Jeremiah Smith getting the bucket after a pretty good defensive effort from
I don't know
Oswego.
what the coach told them, but it's working, whatever it is. And they get the ball back.
Almost a good move from Jeremiah Sparks. Can't get the layup to go. Spin move, Trombley. Finds Tab. On the perimeter. Calling for the screen. Goes the other way towards the baseline. Goes up with the left hand. Almost a no call. Referee, a delayed call on the foul on the layup, and Kevin Tab is going to head to the line.
Right now, as they make both these free throws, it's going to be a tied game, and that's a far cry from what happened in the beginning of this quarter when the Lakers came out and just absolutely mauled them.
Kenny Lazo checks in for Oswego State. Anderson's going to take a breather.
Maybe this is what we need. Maybe the Lakers just needs a spark off the bench to realize that whatever they're doing right now isn't working, and maybe they can get some new plays and some new screens going, you know?
And Lazo has done well as the second shot from Tab is no good. But Lazo yesterday had a decent amount of points off the bench. He's now going to run it at the point guard. Kind of trapped up top. And that can't happen coming off the bench. Kenny Lazo just picks up his dribble with no one to pass it to. Plattsburgh State takes complete advantage, and you just got to shake that one off of your Kenny Lazo and move on to the next play. Can't dwell on that one. It's Matt Cohn-Bradshaw taking it out for Plattsburgh. Darren Wright's going to run the one. Hand off Ezike. Now it's Dawkins. Ezike works to the corner, and it's going to go to Devin Wright. Devin Wright's shot is no good. Kenny Lazo able to collect the rebound. Jeremiah Sparks runs it the other way. Sparks, Cook, pump fake, spin move. Lazo gets to the paint, out, back to Sparks. Open shot, great ball movement. Not the end the Lakers wanted from Sparks or from Akille, but Lazo tries to save it. Ends up stepping out of bounds. Huge opportunity there for the Lakers to score twice. Sparks had a great opportunity to hit a three after some beautiful ball movement from the Lakers. Can't get it to go. And then Akille misses his layup. But it's Plattsburgh State's ball now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're just talking about coming off the bench and getting a spark, but right now Kenny in the last two plays have showed us. I mean, he's intense. He's intensely he's all right, but maybe just a little bit more patience from the entire Lakers.
I absolutely agree. They're
Sparks had that whole three lined up, and then I think he realized that there was someone coming, so he just let it fly without lining up properly. You know.
Right. Maybe had a little more time to collect and square up for the shot as Aki Anderson checks in for Oswego State. He's going to take out Edwards. He's going to take a seat at the end of the bench. Vedrini's second free throw. Not good. Bounces away, though. It's going to Smith. Vedrini spins on Akille. That's going to be a travel. He went up and down, but didn't get rid of the ball in time. He tried to pass it off to his teammate, but it's going Oswego's way. Anderson not paying attention, ends up with the ball in his hands anyway, running the ones. Crossover, top of the key. Sparks cuts. Lazo has it. Achille. Tightly guarded. Aki Anderson brings it in towards the elbow. Jump stop, out, Cook, wide open. No good. It's way long. And it's headed Plattsburgh's way. Caleb Cook off to a pretty cold start. Can't hit from three there.
The three-man is what killing them right now. That's why that's a tied game. They missed 2 threes, and that's a huge. That's 6 points. I mean, that's a huge difference from 17-17 right now.
Oswego going to have to make an adjustment. It's a tie game after a hot start. Ezike hands off to Wright. Wright crosses on Cook. Back the other way towards the paint. Up with the right hand, fading away from the shot. Can't get it to go. It's Jeremiah Sparks running it now. Lazo, open shot. And it's good. And you talk about the bench points. There it is, Jamie.
Absolutely. You took the words right out of my mouth. That's the spark they needed. Makes the first 3 after missing 2 of them. And, you know, we talk about commentator's curse, but maybe it's a little bit of a blessing because, you know, we told him to take it a little bit slow. But now he's finally, you know, he's taking his time. And I'm glad that he got his points.
Cartier Bowman heads to the table for the Lakers as Jamal Achille ends up taking the steal. Jeremiah Sparks out Lazo. Lazo, another 3-ball. Why not let it fly? He's got 2 in a row now. And Lazo puts the Lakers on top. 23-17 is the score now. The bench making a very early impact in this one.
I'd rather have Kenny's a great 6-man off the bench, man. He's strong. He's tiny, but he's tough, and so he's fast too. So he can make those threes. And he shoots another one, and he gets it in from nowhere. What?
Like they say in NBA Jam, he's heating up. Lazo hits the takeover badge, and we're gonna call a timeout. We're gonna send it right over to our sideline reporter, Kaylee Richmond. What do you got for us, Kaylee?
Well, guys, I was nervous at the beginning of the 10-minute mark left of the first half because it was just a tie game. But now I'm seeing sparks fly. I don't know about you guys. The Lakers continue to see burning red in the Maxey gym as Jeremiah Sparks starts out strong as the leading scorer with 8 points. Plattsburgh definitely needs to step up their game going into the rest of this first half. I'm going to toss it back to you guys. Go ahead.
How about that, Kaylee? Kenny Lazo off the bench, making an early impact at getting the Lakers back on top. 9 points within moments for Kenny Lazo.
I would be just so happy to help my team, but also, like, you must feel good scoring 9 points in your rival team's mouth, right? I mean, like, come on. It's a huge game. Coming off another win. You don't want to lose. You want to lose when you have a win.
Right, Lazo is feeling it early in this one, and his parents actually sitting courtside. We talked to his mother yesterday. We had sideline reporter Madeline Cummings talking to his mother yesterday during the game, and she had some very encouraging words for Kenny Lazo, and it seems to be working here today, whatever she told him over the phone last night after last night's victory.
Absolutely. As the Lakers and Cardinals take the court back again, what do you think that the Cardinals need to do to make up this 9-point deficit they have right now?
They have to find the shooter. I mean, the Lakers are taking advantage of the open perimeter shot. The Plattsburgh Cardinals, they got to get the contest out there, fly out, and they also have to crash the boards. The Oswego State Lakers are demolishing them on the rebounding in terms of rebounding. He missed it there. Plattsburgh gets a rebound right on cue, but it's stripped away. Stays Plattsburgh ball. Zeke out to Infante. Nice move on Lazo. Works towards the paint. And a lot of green surrounding him. It's headed the other way.
It seems like the Lakers figured out their lockdown defense a little bit. They're not taking it lightly anymore. They were done giving them points, it looks like.
I talked earlier about patient shots. That was not a patient, effective shot. You have to, find another man. You have 3 defenders closing in on you on the help defense. That means you have 2 open men somewhere out on the paint. You have to go find them. As we find Bowman in the paint, out to an open shooter in Jaden Kennedy, and the bench making it rain here in the Max Zeal.
100%. I mean, talk about like not being selfish. Bowman has given the ball around to everybody. He is not. He goes up for layups every once in a while, but he sees who to pass it to and he gets it to them. He doesn't want it for the glory. He's in it for his team. That's what he wanted. That's what he wanted in the teammate.
Right. I mean, he's just got to keep dishing it off the way he's been working. He's been a great general with the second unit here. Well, 2 second units, and then you have some starters in there. But yeah, Bowman has done a great job distributing the basketball to the open shooters. It's what the Cardinals need to start taking advantage of as we have a foul on the rebound. We'll see what's on here in a second as Jeremiah Sparks and Kevin Tabb check in for their respective teams. Ezike is going to head to the bench for Plattsburgh, and Caleb Cook is going to go to the end of the bench for Oswego State. It's going to be a Plattsburgh ball. Infante on the inbound. It's going out. Kevin Tabb gets the screen. Top of the key now. Over to the open shooter. No good. Rebounded Sparks. Sparks tries to run it all the way up to Aki Anderson. Just kind of blows that pass by him. It's going back the other way.
I mean, you take a team. You talk about patience, and not both teams. The Cardinals are just trying to get out fast points, to make up for the 11-point deficit or 12-point deficit they have right now. But they can't keep doing that because at that point, you're just giving away the shots that you could make just because you want to get it out faster.
Maybe a little too aggressive from the Lakers on that one. Here we go again. Jeremiah Sparks tries to recollect, slows down a little bit, finds Bowman on the inside, and it's another easy bucket for the Lakers. They're starting to cause some damage here in this one.
Absolutely. I say Bowman, but the entire team has a great way of passing it around to find the right guy. I mean, there's not been a play that I've seen that has gone wrong with them. They play so unselfishly and so fairly towards the other team members that most of the team stats look the same. There's a couple guys that stand out, but they know some of them have the same stats because they pass it around to everybody.
Right, and the Lakers already 8 assists in this game as Lazo tries another three. Nothing but net, but not the right kind as the Plattsburgh State Cardinals run the fast break, and Anderson Jr. finishes on the other end. Lazo now runs the one. It's Aki Anderson. Inside, working on Tabb, gets the bucket, no foul called.
A little bit of a hit there, a foul, but it still went in, so.
Pretty spin move from Anderson. It's handed off now. It's in the hands of Anderson. The Anderson for the Cardinals, that is. Not Aki Anderson. I know this might get a little confusing. We got Andersons all over the place right now.
Right now, I think the Lakers are on a 16-2 run, which is so demoralizing for the Cardinals. I mean, 2 points in the last however many minutes you got, and the Lakers are up by almost 15.
Fake pen in for the Lakers as Lazo heads to the bench. Aki Anderson for the Lakers now, crossing half court.
Call him Hockey Anderson?
Aki.
Hockey and basketball. We'll call him.
No, his name is Aki. Lakers get a bucket there. Infante running the one. Hands off Trombley. Now they're working it to the corner. It's Anderson Jr. Back up top of the key now. Dawkins, the screen, rolls. Doesn't pass off to him. Finds Infante instead on the corner. No good. It's long. Bowman the rebound. Now Sparks running the guard. Sparks crosses back. Can't collect a shot in time. Looks for Bowman on the low block. Bowman, nice spin move, finds Aki Anderson, but it's tipped away by Franklin Infante. It's going to stay Lakers basketball.
The Cardinals are finally starting to get their defense together. It looks like they're, coming in a little bit, maybe. We talk about two defensively, but they play very defensively. It looks like it's starting to work for them.
And there you see again another great defensive possession from the Cardinals. They get the rebound. It's Tabb running it down the court. Finds an open shooter in the corner in Anderson Jr. No good. Hits the back of the rim. Bowman gets the rebound. It's going to Jeremiah Sparks now. Sparks, nice spin move. Works towards the paint. A offensive foul on Jeremiah Sparks. Kevin Tabb, selfless. Or sorry, not Kevin Tabb. It's Orlando Darkins. Selfless play from Dawkins, putting his body on the line. There may be some confusion about the foul
I'm not
call.
really
The referee
sure.
heads to the scores table.
Not really sure what they're talking about right now, but it looks like he's
Jason Leon may be pleading his case for a blocking foul, and that's looking what it may be. A blocking foul.
He just put up the 24 sign, so.
Blocking foul on Orlando Dawkins.
Well, it looks like you were right, blocking foul.
Sparks the quick three.
And it works.
Lakers are letting it fly here early. Cardinals, I know it's fitting to their name, not so much. Infante now has it. It's Anderson Jr. Dawkins, the shot, no good. Rebound by Aki Anderson. Runs it up the court. And that's Bowman, another easy inside basket for the Lakers. A 40-19 game here in the first half with 5 to go. And we need another timeout from the Plattsburgh bench. Mike Blaine is livid right now in his squad.
If this is the first period, I think both of our scores are going to be way out of the wrong. I mean, the Lakers are just absolutely pummeling. You could say they're clipping the Cardinals' wings right now, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I thought the Plattsburgh Cardinals had a shot at 70 today. They have 19 here in this first half. Oswego has been great on defense. They keep up this defensive effort all game. I really do think it's going to be a bigger blowout than both of us expected. I don't want to say that too early, though, but from the looks of things, it's all Lakers right now. They have complete control of the game, and Jason Leon's got to be very happy with how his squad's playing right now. But a lot of game left here in the Zeal.
100%. I mean, a comeback's not impossible, but you also have to think, they're going to score points as many times as you're going to score points. So, I mean, it's very demoralizing in the first quarter, in the first half, that they already have 40 points up on you.
Right. I mean, we spoke earlier about basketball being a game of runs, and Plattsburgh is begging for one now as Elijah Hardison checks in the game for Oswego State.
Almost a steal there. And they keep their run going.
Jeremiah Sparks runs it now. Aki Anderson up with the shot.
And
no good, but he's fouled.
out.
He's headed to the line now.
At what point does it become unsportsmanlike to keep, just not pummeling, but just keep going in the way that it is, like they are? I know you said don't play the score, but I mean they played the game yesterday too. And if you're up by a 40-19, I'm not saying there isn't a way to come back, but how is it possible to make a comeback when you're down by this much?
We talked about it earlier, Sammy. It's finding the
right
best
shooter.
You got to find the right man. They have not been patient on the offensive core. That was going to be their key to win this one today. And so far, they've just been forcing a lot of stuff, turning the ball over, and they have to clean the glass. Both of the keys to the game so far they're not following through. As we see
the first
Kevin
point
Tabb
on the board in the last couple of minutes.
Lakers run it now. It's Aki Anderson to Sparks. Sparks looking for Hardison inside. He finds him. Hardison working down on the defender. Double team, gets the layup.
And he still gets away with it. When you're up by 23 points in the first period, and you still got a lot more to go. Oh, and a steal.
Telegraph pass. Sparks take it down, and a slammer from Jeremiah Sparks. Uh-oh!
That's got to be so demoralizing for the Cardinals. Oh, my goodness. The Sparks just clip their wings entirely.
Cardinals can't let this one get out of hand. That's a nice behind-the-back move, but a travel violation on Vidrini after making a very nice move. We're gonna get a replay on the slam dunk from Jeremiah Sparks as he just sends it home. A steal and a dunk, does it on both ends, and Jeremiah Sparks having himself a day. 13 points already in the contest.
They're really taking the don't play the scoreboard literally.
But we got to travel on Aki Anderson now. Infante will take it out on the baseline. On the end line. Plattsburgh running it. Infante again. Screen by Graves. He goes the other way. Infante paint, gets the basket. Throws it up with the right hand, kisses it off the box. Aki Anderson now to Sparks. Finds Thigpen. Thigpen working downhill. Back out Anderson. Good ball movement by the Lakers. It's back to Josh Thigpen. The spin, the drive with the right hand.
And he gets it.
The Plattsburgh Cardinals getting absolutely exposed in the paint in this one. It seems like every basket is coming from inside.
If you're Mike Blaine right now, what's going through your head? Like, how are you? I mean, at least if I was the head coach, I'd be like, we just need to stop them, because every time they've had the ball, they've had an amazing drive where they've ended a score. I mean, there has to be some time where you just gotta stop. You gotta stop the there's gotta be a little bump on the hill, you know?
Right.
You gotta make them get the ball rolling again before, because right now they're just taking it away.
You have to somehow get the momentum here to swing back in your direction. We haven't had a tie game since it was 17-17. Oswego since then kind of started to run away with it here. We talked about the points in the paint previously. 24 points in the paint out of their 48. I mean, I guess it's pretty evenly distributed everywhere else because it's half of their points coming from inside the paint. But for now, it seems like every basket for Oswego is coming from down there as Graves takes his shot. Back iron, no good. Rebounded Bowman. Tipped away by Tab. Smart defensive play. Can't get it to go, though.
And he
but
gets it
Tab
again.
strips it away again. Kind of just like a magician there. Now you see me, now you don't.
Absolutely. And not once, but twice did he get the ball away from him after it's supposed to be their ball. I mean, there needs to be some change, and Tab's clearly going to try and be that change.
Tab's free throw's good.
It's still a 24-point game, but if they start getting plays like this, man, there's no telling how the Cardinals could come back.
Thigpen the rebound, no good on the free throw.
I think they're maybe a little bit of a.
Plattsburgh defender going to meet Sparks early. It's Tab. Back to Thigpen. Thigpen stuck up top, picks his dribble up. Sparks now. Lakers trying to get something going. Hardison the screen. He rolls. Can't find him. Sparks the step back three. No good. Hits the back of the iron. Clangs off. It's going the other way. It's Infante. Doesn't have numbers on the fast break. Tab now. Stops on a dime, and his shot's no good. Rebounding Hardison now. Sparks going the opposite direction. Jeremiah Sparks to Cook. Back to Sparks. Quick jab step. Cook. Three ball. It's good. Caleb Cook is starting to heat up here. He hits his first three of the game.
Extending the Lakers' lead even further.
Now it's Tab. Finds Infante from the pass from Smith. Infante pull up. Good. Pure shooter in Infante as he gets the mid-range to go. It's going to be Oswego basketball now. Jeremiah Sparks, 1 minute and 12 left in the first half. On WTOP 10, I'm Matt Shermita with Sammy Sozio. Jeremiah Sparks now stuck. Elijah Hardison inside, spin move, left hand with the foul. It's Elijah Hardison going to the line. We're going to take another look at the spin and lay from Elijah Hardison.
I mean, he had a couple guys on him. He still got that ball, and he got a foul on that.
I mean, a guy of that stature, it's just it's hard not to foul.
Oh, 100%.
6'8", about 240 pounds. I mean, that is a big man right there for Oswego. And it's when you got a guy that size, like I said, hard not to commit the foul. Jaden Kennedy checks in for the Lakers. Jeremiah Sparks is going to take a seat. Infante running it on Cook now. Slips, picks up his dribble.
That was impressive.
Looks like he was. Looks like he did a little slide cancel in Call of Duty.
I don't know how all he saw went down, but he was dribbling that ball. He was not going to let anything take him away from that ball.
That looks like an and one mixtape move, to be honest. I don't know if you've seen any of those. That looks like something straight out of an and one mixtape. Worked out for the Cardinals. Now Bowman's running it. Nice spin move there. Smothered by three men in white.
The refs aren't letting that happen, though. And the coach a little mad that it did happen. obviously some tensions are getting high, when it's being this much in the first quarter. I mean, it's a game, man. But these guys got to keep a cool head, otherwise the lead's going to slowly get further and further away from them until they can't come back.
Right, you don't want to let the Oswego Lakers erupt here. You have to kind of keep your composure and just try to get baskets little by little, chip your way back into this one. You have a whole half to work with once this one closes out. It's not as out of reach as people may seem. I mean, it's 30 points, but like I said, time and time again, basketball. It's a game of runs. The Plattsburgh Cardinals, they need a couple stops and a couple efficient baskets. They crawl their way right back into this one and cause some havoc for the Lakers.
If they find a couple plays that work for them, they just got to keep, shoving that down the Lakers' throats. Because, I mean, right now the Lakers have such a lockdown defense that I don't know if the Cardinals know what to do. But maybe the end of the quarter and the end of the quarter will show show what they need to do. Maybe take a little break, get some more energy, get some water in them, and then they'll come back out and maybe be a little bit of a better team. Well, with 4 seconds left, they fouled Tab, which he's looking for fouls and he's trying to get some points on the board for his team.
Yeah, and Jaden Kennedy just didn't leave him enough room to land there. It's an automatic trip to the line. Tab picks up his 8th. Jeremiah Sparks going to check in for Jaden Kennedy. Tab ready for a second. It's on the way, and it's good. He's at 9 now. Very efficient from the line so far. 4 for 6. Sparks, the last second Hail Mary, off the shot clock.
Just looked like a little high.
Just a bit.
Just a little bit. Well, this quarter has shown that Lakers are not done, even though they played the game yesterday. I mean, 55-30. Half.
Explosive half for the Lakers. 55 points to 30. They've been doing really well on doing it on both ends of the court here. And just, you have the bench, you have the starters clicking on all cylinders in all aspects of the game. Defense, offense, 3-ball, layups. The fundamentals are working. Everything else is working. Plattsburgh got to talk things over in the locker room, though. We're going to send it over to our sideline reporter, Kaylee Richmond, for more on the first half of action. Kaylee?
Well, guys, it's been an electric first half of this game. Oswego is leading Plattsburgh 55-30. And I say electric not only on the court, but off the court as well. So many fans have come out to support the Laker men and to cheer them on. I saw people getting on their feet. It's been a great experience so far, being so close to all the action. Now, for Laker leaders this half, we have Jeremiah Sparks, number 23, scoring 13 points. Kenny Lazo, number 1, scoring 9 points. Aki Anderson, number 5, scoring 8. And Caleb Cook, number 10, scoring 5 points for the Lakers. So far, what a great start. Can't wait to see what happens in the second half. Matt, Sammy, back to you.
Great first half of action for basketball. We'll have more in just a couple of minutes here. So far, some of the leaders here, Jeremiah Sparks, 13 points, and Kenny Lazo coming off the bench with 9. We'll see if that keeps up for the Oswego State Lakers.
Welcome back to Major Discussions.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP. Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
The Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty. The thought of turkey is just nauseating.
I think you're wrong, is what I think.
You think I'm wrong a lot of time.
I do think you're wrong a lot.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Matthew and Sammy and Kaylee Richmond. Do you recall the best halftime show of them all? It's right here on WTOP 10. We're very exciting first half of action here in the Max Deal. 55-30 games so far. Talk me through the first half, Kaylee. What went well for the Lakers?
What went well for the Lakers? Well, a lot of things, obviously. They're ahead 55-30 right now against the Plattsburgh Cardinals. Jeremiah Sparks pulling through with the top scorer of the game. 13 points, lucky 13, as I brought up earlier. So, yeah, I think if the Lakers keep up the good work on the court, I think they'll take this win.
Yeah, and how about for the Cardinals? Where have they kind of fallen short, Sammy, comparatively?
Well, we were talking about how they were trying to get quick shots off, and they're still trying to do that, but I mean, they were getting penalties left and right just because they were trying to get the ball back and they were, just fouling on themselves. But the Cardinals need to take a step. We talked about patience and talk about, looking for the right person. They need to find their shooter. It doesn't look like they found that guy yet.
Right, we're going to look at a quick halftime summary graphic here. You'll see Oswego, obviously 55-30 is the score. Oswego is shooting an impressive 60% from the floor. They shot over 50% in yesterday's matchup as well. I think it is more attributed to the points in the paint, if anything.
Oh, absolutely. Well, some threes, Kenny's threes were absolutely, essential to getting the team rolling again. But you were right. Most of the points did come from inside the paint, just because they were both doing such good at layups and stuff. But it's going to come down to patience, intensity, and just overall who can come off the bench, who can come out of the locker room stronger.
Right, and just so many rebounds for the Lakers. They're out rebounding 24-14. See a big discrepancy on the defensive rebounds, 19-11, 5 offensive rebounds to 3. leading to a lot of second chance opportunities for the Lakers.
Absolutely. I think those rebounds kind of save them from, having the points being taken by the Plattsburgh Cardinals. So that's why getting those rebounds are so important, especially for this team. And maybe perhaps the Cardinals could work on getting those rebounds as well.
Right. And then what else is kind of clicking for the Lakers is the three ball. They started out ice cold, but then Kenny Lazo comes in, hits 3 in a row, and just the game completely changes then. They're now shooting 41.2% from 3, even after a slow start. 7 for 17 from beyond the arc, Sammy.
Oh, 100%. I mean, the threes won't make or break the game, but they will. In this case, they will for the Cardinals. I mean, they got to start. Again, we talk about finding their shooter, but they should need to start getting some points on the board so they're able to get momentum going.
Right, and the three ball, and even the Cardinals getting back on the board, their three ball, not good. 14.3% from beyond the arc. How do you kind of change your game plan, Kaylee, coming out of the locker room in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, if the threes aren't working out for you, maybe try figuring out other ways to get those points, whether it's free throws, rebounds, or other ways as well. I mean, sure, the threes help, but if it's not working out for you, don't really try to go for it.
Right, and then we spoke about Kenny Lazo a little bit today. Another bunch of huge contributions off the bench for the Oswego Lakers, who have stood out from that second unit in that first half of action, Sammy.
Well, you're talking about the second unit. I mean, all of them did. All of them were amazing. I came off the bench and I felt like I was watching starters out there. But I mean, Kenny again. I'm going to talk about Kenny again. Kenny is such a great player. Off the bench, he was the first one off the bench. Scored the points, got the momentum going. But excuse me, I'm sorry. Even Bowman coming out, being a little bit of a second player later, and he's still getting the ball in and out of everywhere.
Yeah, Bowman, he was a starter, but when he was working with the second unit, very crafty and very patient with his passes, finding the open shooter. Kenny Lazo, the game really didn't start until he got on the court. It was a tie game, and he just broke this one open. But Elijah Hardison also coming off the bench, Kaylee, making his name heard. 5 points so far in this one. Talk to me a little about Hardison, his size and stature, and what that means for the Oswego State Lakers.
Absolutely. So when he comes off the bench and he comes full force on this court, it definitely helps and kind of gives the starters a bit of a break and helps his having more playing time can help him improve on the team and maybe get up to that starting point as well to take one of their spots. But obviously, any help from any of the players is helped, win this game.
Right, and Elijah has been doing really well, keeping this team well-rounded. Speaking of things that are well-rounded, it's the matchups today in the SUNY, because this isn't the only game going on. We have 5 of them. So let's take a look at some of those other games going on here around the SUNY.
Well, absolutely. Right now we got the New Paltz versus New Paltz at Brockport. The ladies New Paltz won against the women's team, but right now against Brockport, who is a pretty fair team. I mean, they're pretty good, and New Paltz is just absolutely punching them in the mouth. Coming in we especially when they're at home, we're taking names this year.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to inch a little bit closer to your computer, Sammy, and I'm starting to look at the Potsdam at SUNY Cortland game. It's 30-38 right now. Potsdam is only down by 8 points. Potsdam, someone who we played very recently, kind of struggling to keep the upper hand. So hopefully it goes well for them, but it looks like it's really going into Cortland's favor right now.
Right, we have a lot going on today around the SUNYAC. Some close games here. Plattsburgh falling at home so far in this one. Buff State also down at home. So a lot of on-the-road success across the SUNYAC. I mean, other than obviously here and then in Cortland. But, this game's not over. And the Cardinals, they can fight back. There is ways to crawl back into this one. They just had plenty of time in the locker room to discuss what went wrong in the first half. So what kind of adjustments do you think they need to make moving forward, Kaylee?
Yeah, absolutely. I think some players are better at free throws than others, so I think free throws is always something that'll help get those points back up, and definitely stay on those rebounds. Rebounds are very important, but they seem like they've been doing pretty well at getting those so far, so I guess just keep up the good work. That's all I gotta say.
And how about for Oswego? Do you think they need to make any adjustments going into the second half, Sammy?
Well, they have to be obviously more careful with the ball. I mean, that's shown by at the end of the first half when Kevin Kevin Tabb was, got the ball twice out of his hands. They have to be more careful with the ball, but they also play the game slower. Just take the game slow, keep getting points, but play like there's no scoreboard.
Yeah, I think both teams, obviously, Oswego doing a great job overall, but there are little tweaks they can make to allow to shut this one out completely. But Plattsburgh, like we said, a lot of game left, a lot of time to crawl back into it. Talk about the free throw shooting too. They have to be more effective at the line. They have to draw more contact. They got to stop shooting the three ball. But yeah, a lot of action left here to come. Right after this break, we're going to be right back here on WTOP 10. I'm Matt Shermita, Sammy Sozio, and Kaylee Richmond. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel too. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
Playing football.
Smell that? Smell that, Sammy? It smells like Team Spirit right now as we got Nirvana blasting in the Max Shield gym. What else is it smelling like right now? It's like blowout for Oswego. Plattsburgh got a lot of work cut out for him in the second half.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Plattsburgh, right now they have to make a 25-point comeback, but even before that, they have to find someone who can make that comeback for them, because right now Lakers have a lot of people. I mean, Kenny Laszlo off the bench, Bowman, Sparks are right now. They can all shoot and they can all pass the ball around. But right now, the only one that the Cardinals have right now, at least I can see, is Tabb, and he cannot be a one-man apocalypse by himself.
Right. I mean, we talked earlier about shutting down Trombley, shutting down Anderson Jr. And Fonte has stepped up. He's got 10 in this one, but the Lakers have done a great job shutting down two of the three people we mentioned earlier. I think that that Plattsburgh needs to get Trombley and Anderson Jr. back into this game. They only have 2 points apiece right now as we are ready for the second half of action. Jeremiah Sparks to Caleb Cook now. We're down to the paint with Jamal Akile. Can't find the shot. Finds Aki Anderson behind the arc. No good. Caleb Cook goes up for the rebound. Can't come down with it. It's going back to Plattsburgh. Infante runs it down the court now. Full speed ahead. It's over to Anderson Jr. Takes it up to the top of the key. Trombley now. Handoff Infante. Tabb. Looks like a little bit more patience on offense so far for Plattsburgh. As Tabb finds Trombley. Trombley turnaround jump shot. It's no good. Bangs off the front of the iron. Rebounded Infante. Out. Thomas. Back to Tabb. Deep top of the key. 15 left on the shot clock. Time winding down. Tabb hands off to Thomas. Deep three ball, and it's good. Tim Thomas is hyped up after that one, coming out of the locker room with a crucial deep three ball. Shot it from the shores of Lake Ontario, if you will. And Jamal Akili passes off to Jeremiah Sparks now.
Something that their coach told them must have lit something up, because there's some fire under them, because right now they are playing a little bit better. They're playing a little slower. They're taking their time trying to get the screen, and they're playing smart. I mean, they're not as physical as they were, but maybe that's a good thing. Maybe they're not getting as many penalties as they were. But again, it's only been a minute and a half into the quarter, so I could be wrong.
Right, you got to just tell them to keep their chins up going into this one. But obviously, Mike Blaine is not happy with the way that the Lakers just got inside with complete and utter ease for that basket there. But now it's Anderson Jr. Can't get it to go on the layup. Bowman, another strong rebound. Out to Akile. Akile finds Sparks. Sparks step through the lane. Trying to spin around, find a shot. Gets out to Aki Anderson now. With the right hand floater, good.
I want to apologize to people at home. It's half. I'm thinking of football logic right now. It's I apologize.
I'll cut you some slack, Slammy. Cut yourself some slack. I mean, we just called the women's game. They play quarters. It's a hard transition. But, moving forward, we're in the second half. Kevin Tabb up with the left hand. Can't get it to go now. The rebound by Anderson Jr. He goes up and under with the left hand. Also no good. Cartier Bowman collects it. Finds Sparks. Sparks finds Aki Anderson to Cook in the corner. 3 ball. Bangs in and out. Bowman with the second chance opportunity. No good.
3, 4. Let's say almost a 4th chance opportunity.
They're playing. It looks like they were playing keep it up right there. Because the basketball is just up and down and up and down, and it's going to go Plattsburgh State's way eventually. As Jeremiah Smith is going to check in for the Plattsburgh Cardinals. Devin Trombley takes it out, and it's inbounded to Franklin Infante. Back to Trombley now. He calls for Smith, top of the key. Calls for the ISO now. It's going a step back 3-pointer towards the corner, no good.
Second points, and it's good.
The rebound and the bucket by Jeremiah Smith, making his impact early on in this game.
We were talking about, Coming off the bench, some sparks, but it looks like Caleb Cook came off the bench. It was still a little flat, but hey, maybe he's just a little tired. 2 games, 2 blow-away games. Oh, no. What do I say? As soon as I say that, he comes out, gets a huge mid-range shot on them.
Tabb, top of the key, gets the screen from Trombley, back to Infante now. Tabb thinks about the 3, doesn't get it, tries to rip through. Looks like it's going to be a foul on Jamal Akili on the floor. Reached in as Tabb tried to rip through and get towards the lane. Infante is going to take it out for Plattsburgh State. Sorry, Kevin Tabb's coming over now to take it out. Spoke a little too soon as Jeremiah Sparks is defending the inbound pass. Infante now. Corner, Tabb, 3 ball. No good, in and out, but the right man in the right spot is Dylan Trombley to recollect and put it home for Plattsburgh State. We're going to get a timeout. Jason Leone unhappy so far in this half. He's got to talk things over with his squad. Things kind of falling apart for him so far.
Well, you come out with such a strong first half, and then you come out to this, and they score 7 points on you pretty easily. I'd be a little angry too, but come out pretty easily. But again, this game is far from over. There's 15 minutes left, and there's still so much time for the Cardinals to come back.
Right, it's not, in the wildest dreams of a comeback here. I know we did a lot of Taylor Swift references earlier. I just had to get another one in there. It's been a while. But no, it's not out of the realm for a comeback. The Lakers do need to not play the score. I think that's kind of what Jason Leone was getting at right there in that timeout was, this game's not over, guys. We have to do a great job moving forward in keeping, staying humble. I talked about it earlier as Sean Edwards checks in the game and gets the inbound pass for the Lakers. Jeremiah Sparks takes it down. Low block. Caleb Cook now back out to Sparks. Sparks open 3. No good. It's short. Infante collects the rebound, but he's pushed out by Caleb Cook. It's going to be a foul on the Oswego State Lakers.
It's got to be a little demoralizing coming out of a huddle or coming out of a timeout, immediately getting the ball or taken from them.
Infante at the 1. Handoff Tabb. Now it's Smith over to Trombley. Thomas takes it inside, loses it, recollects, left hand, no good. It's Sean Edwards coming down with the rebound. Kicks out Caleb Cook. Caleb Cook's going to run it over to Sparks. Sparks, little hop step to the right. Left-handed shot is good. Nice little floater from Jeremiah Sparks to get Oswego State back on track. Infante brings it down now. Tries to speed by Caleb Cook and almost does. Caleb Cook deflects it, though. It's Jamal Akili with the rebound. Jeremiah Sparks runs it towards the other end now. The little hop step again. Sparks out to Sean Edwards. Edwards, Achille. Baseline. The right-handed shot. The foul on Plattsburgh State. That's going to be on number 22, Jeremiah Smith.
After that penalty, you know, it looks like some anger on the court, but the Cardinals must be thinking, is it over now? I mean,
I wouldn't. I mean, they started to try to close this lead down. I mean, that's 15 minutes left to go. Not completely out of reach. The Lakers do have to. You
haven't heard that Taylor Swift song before, have you?
What's up?
You haven't heard that Taylor Swift song before, have
Probably
you?
not.
No. It is okay.
I'm not really a Taylor deep cuts kind of guy. I listen to like a lot of the hits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
the joke went right over my head. I'm glad you explained that to me.
Well, you know, as much as I hate to say it, she has some banger hits and some banger sleepers as well. I mean, she's a great artist.
We got Plattsburgh now. Kevin Tabb running the point. Pass to Thomas. Works all the way in the corner. It's Smith. Back to Infante. Deflected by... That's Caleb Cook now. But Jamal Achille is going to pass it back to Jeremiah Sparks. Edwards. Rosebrook. Spin. Out. Cook. Stops on a dime. Achille. Nice ball movement from the Lakers. Achille, nice little move to get to the block. Cannot get the shot to fall, but a nice second chance opportunity for Tucker Rosebrook and the Lakers. Can't get the basket, but it's going to still stay in Oswego State basketball as Ezike checks in the game for the Plattsburgh Cardinals. It's going to be Dylan Trombley headed to the end of the bench.
You got some big guys on this team. I mean, Rosenbrook is 6'8" by himself. Van Slyke is 6'7". You got huge guys on this team, so there's always a big man who can sub. And you got 3 of them so far. You know, I'm not a short guy, but they tower over me. So
Edwards' 3 is good. Mike Blaine calls a timeout, says, you guys get on over here. We got to talk things out. Not happy in this one.
Not happy at all. I mean, would you be happy if you were at a 28 loss?
Probably not. I mean, I'd
now?
be very upset with how my guys are playing right now if I were Mike Blaine. And, I mean, I don't think the Plattsburgh Cardinals players are too happy with their playing right now.
I 100% agree with you. I mean, they know something's got to change, but I think it's up to the coach to figure out what's wrong, what's got to change. Because I mean, the players are just playing how they were coached.
Right. It's not even like they're shooting horribly. I mean, they're shooting almost 36% from the field. It's not ideal, but when you're going up against a team that's shooting 56.5% from the field, you know, there's really nothing you can do about that other than just try to hone down on defense, sharpen up in that end of the court, and try to get a couple more shots to fall.
I mean, you look at this team, and they got, I mean, not short guys, but they got way smaller guys than we got on our team. I mean, most of our guys are over. Yeah, most of them. I think their shortest is Kenny, who's 5'10". Everyone else is like 6 foot, 6'2", 6'4". I mean, you got, and they're all like they're all juniors and sophomores. I mean, these are kids you're going to play against next year, and maybe the year after that if they're graduate students.
Right, and the 2 graduate students here that I'm seeing is Dylan Trombley and Tim Thomas, kind of running guard and forward. They have a very small unit overall, especially in that starting 5 players. You have Franklin Infante at 6'10", Kevin Tabb at 6'0". Kevin Tabb at 6 flat. Willard Anderson Jr. 6'2". You have a pretty small starting 5, and I think that height advantage for the Lakers, that is something that they've been doing a good job in exposing, using the size, getting inside the paint, and that's kind of led to this monstrous lead that they have right now in the second half. 14:04 left to go on WTOP 10. Matt Sheremita joined by Sammy Sozio. We got 67-39 Oswego State. Smith hands off Tabb. Tabb gets the screen from Thomas. Looks like a foul on the floor. It's going to go against the Lakers. On 42, that's Rosbrook. The inbound to Jeremiah Smith for Plattsburgh. Calls for Tabb. Tabb gets the screen. A little Euro step blocked away by Caleb Cook. Rosebrook runs it up to Jeremiah Sparks. So 1-on-2 break for Sparks. Up and under with the lay-in.
Left hand, too.
A nice reverse lay for Jeremiah Sparks. It's a 30-point game now.
I almost think Tap's trying his best. He's trying to get the ball, but I feel like he's almost doing more harm than good because he's not really passing. He's taking it upon himself to do it, and then you can't win games like that, especially when you have 30-point deficit.
Right, you got to be a little more selfless on that end as Achille gets it in the paint towards the low block. Up and under again, crafty move by Achille. Can't get in the bucket to go. It's rebounded Ezike. Over to Infante. His layup is good. Sparks at the 1. Cook now. Nice move. Jump shot. No good on the pull-up. It's rebounded by Tab. The pass off to Jeremiah Smith, a nice lay in there. Plattsburgh getting a couple easy baskets here in the last couple minutes of action as Jason Leone calls another quick timeout here. Kenny Lazo up high-fiving his guys. And Josh Thigpen also is going to head to the table. Those two may check in. I'll confirm once the play starts again that those are going to be the two entering the court for the Lakers.
Absolutely. I mean, they're playing Taylor Swift again, bad blood, and that's how I can feel between the Cardinals to the Lakers right now. They're angry, and I know they're angry. You can just tell in their demeanors, the way they stand. They're out for blood, bad blood, you could say.
I feel like the aux guy here at the Zio is listening to the broadcast right now.
I know.
It certainly seems like that. I've heard a lot of T-Swift here.
Way more than normal, I feel like. But that's okay. There's nothing wrong with a little T-Swizzle. But like I said, I mean, these guys, they're angry. They're out for blood. They want their points. I don't know how feasible it is with 12 minutes left and the Lakers playing pretty good like how they still are. But I mean, they got a couple points. They get 43-69 or 69-43 right now. The Lakers have the ball with Kenny and Kenny with it. So we can see if we pull off another three here.
Kenny Lazo hands off to Sparks. Edwards, Thigpen. Rosebrook the screen. Edwards now back to Rosebrook. A lot of ball movement from the Lakers. Not really getting it anywhere, though. It's back in the top of the key with Jeremiah Sparks. He tries to drive paint. Kicks off to Thigpen. A little miscommunication there. Jeremiah Sparks thought he might have floated out to the corner. Thigpen cut. Nothing you can really do about that. Just a misread from the Lakers. It's going to go Plattsburgh's way. Infante is going to run it. Now it's Jeremiah Smith. Gets the screen. And the dish to Orlando Dawkins. No good. It's going to go back the other way. Jeremiah Sparks has it. To Lazo. The three. And Lazo is in his three-ball era. And we're throwing out Taylor Swift references. He's got another three-ball in this game that makes 4 for him as Infante tries to find an easy bucket. Can't get it to go.
Another three. And they get Rosebrook gets it back.
And a jump ball as Thigpen and Ezike head to the ground.
I'm going to throw it over to Kaylee right now, our sideline reporter. Take it away, Kaylee.
Wow, what a great shot from Kenny Lazo. Made that shot. We are almost 10 minutes out from the end of the second half. Oswego is up 72, Plattsburgh down 43. Silence is real right now. Everyone's getting ready. Everyone's getting dialed in. We just have to see how the rest of this game goes. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Kaylee. We got more action here. As
there we
that
go.
is Orlando Dawkins getting a nice, easy bucket. Kenny Lazo's going to run the one. Lazo guarded by Vedrini. Elijah Hardison sets the screen. Finds Hardison. Nice little lob in for him, and he just gets a very easy bucket on the mismatch against Orlando Dawkins and Franklin Infante coming in for the defense. Now it's out in the corner. Vedrini three ball. Good to go. Vedrini answers back with a wide open three from the corner. Josh Thigpen could not get over there to close out in time. We're going to have another timeout here in this game.
I mean, we got some secondaries checking in. We got Cook who just checked in on the table. But right now, I mean, they're it's still almost a 30-point game from the Cardinals. The Lakers are still doing a great job of not giving any of the points up, and then whenever they do, they get the points right back, which doesn't allow them to get momentum. I don't think there's been any like big huge like runaway runs so far, but I mean there's a few couple good ones.
It's just a lot of well orchestrated buckets. I mean they've had some really good plays today, as you'll see. A lot of open threes distributed by assists. We had a lot of assists in this game. 17 so far from the Lakers. That's one of their highest on the season. Just a lot of ball distribution leading to highlighted shots, and they're just clicking on all cylinders today. Pretty much what's come to expect from the Oswego Lakers. They had one blip against opponent St. Lawrence a week or so ago, but they come back here in the Zeal against Potsdam and against Plattsburgh and just erupt again on offense after kind of an off night against St. Lawrence. I guess two kind of get-right games for them. Even though there's really nothing they've been doing wrong this season, I don't even want to call it a get-right game, as a win today improves them to a 7-0 record. This game's not over yet, though. I've seen crazier things happen.
And me too. I'm going to bring up the Jordan flu game. I mean, huge game for him.
Kennedy has it now to Lazo. In the corner, that's Stephen Bradley. Now it's Lazo again. A little pressure from Plattsburgh, but Elijah Hardison. Now it's Kennedy. They get it out. Kennedy, a step back three. No good. It's short with the time running out on the shot clock. They pass it all the way up to Vedrini. He runs it. Right-hand layup out of the reach of Jeremiah Sparks. It looked like he may have got his cuticles on it, but no good for Sparks on the block. Now it's inside to Hardison, and that's blocked away. Hardison gets his own rebound. Another block. And a travel. So 2 blocks on a 6'8" Elijah Hardison. A very great defensive set there from Plattsburgh, forcing the turnover.
Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still 24-point deficit, but the penalties and fouls and stuff is what's going to kill you. I mean, that's 8 threes. I mean, at the end of the day, 8 threes are a lot, but they've been draining them like water in the last half. So, there's still some points to make up.
Lazo will take it out after the bucket from Smith. Jeremiah Sparks takes it up now.
Lazo smushed into the wall almost like a raspberry there.
Jeremiah Sparks gets the screen on Hardison. Now that Plattsburgh brings the help. Kennedy, Lazo. Nice little jab step in the corner. Gets it out to Kennedy. Another 3-ball Kennedy. Good to go. Plattsburgh need to respond here. Jeremiah Smith to Tab. Corner, it's Ezike. Brings it baseline, up with the right.
Huge hit there.
A blocking foul on Jaden Kennedy.
I mean, again, you got some sportsmanship. This isn't a bad group.
Ezike is going to head to the line for a free throw.
Free throws are just points closer towards their goal. With 9 minutes left, I mean, this comeback is still very possible. Not if they shoot like that, though.
Edwards checks back into this game. Jason Leone's been going to everyone in this bench, kind of playing ring around the rosy with his depth that he's got today. He's been basically getting in everyone that he can in this game. Stephen Bradley checked in the game moments ago. Sean Edwards is now on the court. So just Jason Leone going to that depth has been crucial for the Lakers. We talked about the bench play all day as Ezike hits his second free throw. Jeremiah Sparks is going to take it out. But I love the combination that Jason Leone uses of a top guy like a Jeremiah Sparks or like Cartier Bowman earlier, orchestrating with that second unit. You see it a lot from Jason Leone, kind of keeping one or two main guys out there with the second unit, and it works really, really well. I think the chemistry between all of the guys is phenomenal, and I think that's why Jason Leone feels so comfortable going to the bench. We're going to get another foul now on Sean Edwards for the Oswego State Lakers. He's kind of confused. He's a little upset with himself. Caleb Cook is going to head to the table to check in. Kevin Tabb headed to the stripe now. Tabb's first. It's no good. Franklin Infante also checks into the game. Jeremiah Sparks is going to take a seat for the Oswego State Lakers, and Jeremiah Smith for the Plattsburgh Cardinals. Tabb second now. That one's also no good. Rebounded Cook. And another opportunity here at the line for the Plattsburgh State Cardinals. It is going to be Ezike headed to the line after the foul from Oswego State.
These free throws are going to be with the end of their run that they have. Coach is obviously a little angry after that.
And these free throws are crucial. That's 3 missed free throws in a row. And Mike Blaine is heated over there on the bench, as you heard him moments ago. Ezike is going to take his second now. That one falls.
Falls through. All right, now it is a 22-point game, which is a far cry from the 33-point game lead that they had.
Lazo's Edwards out to Cook now. Or not Cook, sorry, that's Bradley. Now it's Cook.
Now to Cook.
Edwards, three ball.
And
it's good. Bangs in the rim a little bit and then falls through.
I mean, if you're the Oswego head coach, you must be feeling great that your secondaries can come out and ball out like this.
Absolutely. I mean, Lazo's hit many threes today. Edwards hits one.
He just hit one.
And just for the second, we talked about this moments ago. The depth is a crucial part of this Oswego State basketball team. They do a lot of recruiting. They have their top guys for a couple of years now in Sparks and Bowman and Achille and Anderson. Those guys have already been established as some of the top guys. They lose Devin Green this year, but they get a guy like Caleb Cook that can come in and hit the three ball, and they get a guy like Kenny Lazo that can hit a three ball from the bench. They get a guy like Sean Edwards now, hit three ball on the bench. There's a lot of opportunities for scoring for the Lakers across the board.
100%.
Lazo gets it off the rebound now. Now it's into Hardison, wrapped up, foul on the floor. And boy, does Elijah Hardison have some size on him, Sammy.
Hardison looking like a cheap Wrangler out there, pushing through two opponents trying to get to the basket.
Kenny Lazo, the inbound corner to Bradley. Shot won't go, though. Another foul on the floor for the Plattsburgh State Cardinals. Lazo's going to take it out again on the other side of the baseline now. And not yet. Now it's into Cook. Cook loses the dribble. Picked back up. And just compounding fouls on the floor is Plattsburgh State Cardinals. That's 3 in a row. Basically all on one possession. That can't happen. You're a little too aggressive on the defensive end, and you have to limit the opportunities here for the Lakers.
Earlier today, we were talking about being too defensive, and that is the textbook definition of being too defensive.
That's a telegraph pass from Lazo. Infante going to run it down. And a little bit too many steps there from Infante. Just couldn't figure out what he wanted to do with the basketball. Took an extra step, and it's headed back the Lakers' way. You have to capitalize on that if you're the Plattsburgh State Cardinals. Moving forward, Kenny Lazo going to bring the point now.
100%. You can't, especially when the game's down like this. You're down by 25 points still. You can't just go and you can't
pass
take him
too high for Elijah Hardison.
You got to think about what you do before you do it. I mean, it comes down to patience. Comes down to not being impulsive, getting the ball around, and just. I mean, you gotta have some. They just can't find their shooter.
It's Ezike now. Inside. That's Trombley.
And it's
swatted away.
They give it to Laszlo.
Lazo will run it. Now it's Edwards. Cook works baseline, finds Hardison with the bounce pass. And it's good for Hardison. Another inside basket for him.
I'll say it once and I'll say it again. This team is so unselfish. They know where to go. They know how to get the ball. And it's just great teamwork.
Right, and that's now 20 assists in this game for the Oswego Lakers. Elijah Hardison gets his 9th point, and Bradley pulls up. And it's going to go out as it hits the top of the basket. 6:46 left to go here. 82 Oswego, 55 Plattsburgh on WTOP 10. I'm Matt Shermita, joined by Sammy Sozio. And my prediction here, not too far out of reach. I mean, Lakers, I think are going to score a little bit more than 4 points. Plattsburgh, though, they can hit the 70 clip after a missed shot there from Ezike, but they get their own rebound. And Fonte now working out. It's back to Ezike.
I might not be too far off my pick. I was, the way they're playing like they are, keep playing like they are, but, that play is just so demoralizing for the Lakers, even though they're up by however many points they are. It's just
Ezike with a monstrous jam there. Lazo now in the corner. Bradley, Elijah Hardison now works down in the paint, but it's stripped away by Malhotra.
Laszlo gets there.
Right back in the hands of the Lakers. It's Lazo. Ezike is going to come play some tight defense on him. Inside pass, great vision from Lazo to find a wide open cutter in Stephen Bradley. And then Malhotra answers right back for the Plattsburgh State Cardinals, gets inside the paint, uses the mismatch to his advantage, and gets the easy bucket off the top of the glass. We're going to take a timeout here.
I mean, as we come to the later half of the half, I guess. How feasible is it that Plattsburgh could have a comeback, in your opinion?
Like I said earlier, crazy things have happened. I mean, if we can get what was it? 13 points in 8 seconds, or was it the other way around? What am I? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, I do know what you're talking. I don't know which one it was, but I think. Oh, it might be 13 points in 8 seconds.
I think that's what it was. I only have to re-up on my NBA history, but like I said, crazy things have happened. So, if Oswego takes this lead for granted, I totally could see Plattsburgh kind of running away here with a 5 minute 40 second time left on the clock. Sorry, with an 84-59 game. So, for the Plattsburgh Cardinals, though, I think it's just a lot of what we've been talking about all game. Finding the most efficient shot, distributing the ball better. They limited the turnovers pretty well, but at the same time, they haven't been hitting all their shots. They're shooting a 39.7% clip from the field, 21.4 from the three. And it's just not good enough to compete with a team like the Oswego State Lakers.
Absolutely. I mean, these Lakers are in a league of their own right now. I mean, this just goes to show. I think we have one of the highest scoring point games in the SUNYAC right now.
Right now, coming out of the timeout, we got to go down to our sideline reporter, Kaylee Richmond, for more on this action here that we're seeing.
All right, guys, we are heading into the last 5 minutes of the last half of the game. Oswego is up 84, Plattsburgh trailing at 59. It's just such high energy here on the court. Both teams are hungry for that win, and we'll just have to see who comes out on top. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Kaylee, or should I say Slaley, because that hit was phenomenal. Great job. Kaylee. We're going to get an inbound pass here for Oswego, or for Plattsburgh State, excuse me. It's going to be Infante.
Right now, it's 5 minutes and 9 seconds left in the entire game. We got to think about, the Cardinals have to think about maybe getting in gear a little bit and just letting it ride out. I mean, at the rate they're going right now, the Lakers are going to keep scoring points and then keep stuffing the Cardinals. And it looks like the Cardinals' wings may be clipped for good for this game.
I wouldn't speak too soon, Sammy. We got a 3-ball. Bradley, no good. Rebounded by Smith. Takes it coast to coast with a monstrous Jeremiah Smith elevates and gets it to fall through for Plattsburgh State. Kenny Lazo trying to respond for the Lakers. It's out to Cook. Inside to Rosebrook. Rosebrook back down to Malhotra. Back out to Cook, an open. Rosebrook goes up with the right hand. Gets that one to fall. And Fonte now going to run the point for Plattsburgh State. 4:17 left to go. 86-61 is the score.
I mean, if you think about it, the Cardinals are playing way better in the last little bit of the court, or the half, than they have played the entire game. They're finding their momentum, finding their rhythm, finding their teamwork, but I don't know if it against the starters if they could do this, because right now most of the secondaries are in. But even then, the secondaries are nothing to scoff at. They're really good. They're keeping up with the with this. I mean, are they the starters of the Cardinals? A little yes and no. A little high there.
Rosebrook recollects the rebound. It's out to Bradley.
Talk about second chance points. This is time to really just lengthen the lead.
Kennedy in the corner. Foul. Didn't leave enough room to land. And we are going deep into this bench now. Chris Toscano and Rashawn Grant are down at the table for Oswego State. Love to see some guys get their minutes when they can.
100%. Right now, Rosebrook looks like a Jeep Wrangler among Nissans. Just a big guy. I should say Nissan. I should say like a town and country car, like one of those mom TV, your mom with the TVs in the back.
Yeah, I got you, Sammy. I know what you're talking about.
It's a big guy.
So Rashawn Grant checks in for Rosebrook, and it looks like Toscano will check in for the shooter in Kennedy. And if the New York Giants have Tommy DeVito, we got Chris Toscano. Hey, forget about it. We got our own Italian stallion here in Oswego State. Rashawn Grant now on defense. It's right over to Jeremiah Smith, and he lit that one up like a neon GTR. A great three-pointer from Jeremiah Smith. Toscano takes it down the court now. Caleb Cook works towards the paint, tries to go behind the back, but he's held and fouled.
Looks like he rolled his ankle a little bit.
Toscano will take it out for the Lakers. Jaden Kennedy checks back into this game. Caleb Cook hobbles over to the table. Hope he's okay.
22-point lead or difference between the two of them. Oswego Lakers, most of their secondaries are in. Cardinals looks like they put in some of their secondaries too. Still balling out though.
And another foul on Plattsburgh State on the three. We talked about having to close out, but there's such a thing as too much of a closeout. Just you can't not let shooters land. That's what they've done this whole time. Come flying out, slapping at wrist, not leaving enough room for the shooter to land as Bradley hits his first. But for the Cardinals, it's more so, chopping the feet, getting out there, getting a hand in the face rather than flying out and jumping at a shot, because that is where the Oswego State Lakers are exposing them right now.
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, Cardinals are taking their name literally, flying out there, but they're taking unnecessary penalties that they absolutely cannot have, especially when it's 91-66.
With a lead this extensive, you cannot foul.
There is no room for error.
Aiden McGuire's got it now for Plattsburgh. Back off to Trombley, the three. Front iron. Rebound Toscano. Guarded tightly by Darren Wright. Toscano takes it in Lazo corner. Another three. Can he get another one? Yes, he can.
We might see a three-digit number here soon.
Kenny Lazo has been immaculate
And just
from
not
the
a very
perimeter
good three
today.
taken by.
He is almost a perfect 5 for 6 as that's
Banks
Stephen
another
Bradley
three.
with another 3 ball. We talk about the closeouts time and time again. They're either too aggressive or not aggressive at all. They cannot find the open shooter on the Oswego State Lakers. And I think the problem is the fact that there are so many shooters for the Lakers. Like they got snipers at all corners here in the Zale. One of them being Kenny Lazo tonight. A 5 for 6 lights out performance, shooting 71.4% from the field and 83.3% from beyond the arc. A phenomenal game for Lazo, really stepping up in the second unit and showing off his 3-ball prowess today for the Oswego State Lakers.
And he's only a junior, so he still has his senior year coming up. And like, I don't know if you, but if he's shooting this good when he's a junior, I would not want to see how he's in the ball out his senior year. He's an athlete. Definition, plain and simple. He's an athlete. He goes in there, balls out, gets his points. He's not selfish either. How many assists does he have?
Kenny Lazo's got 3 assists, Sammy.
3 assists. I mean, maybe not as much as the other team, but he's getting the ball out there. He's not playing selfishly.
Absolutely, and you talk about him, maybe having to step up into a role. Caleb Cook has been the 3-ball shooter for Oswego so far this year. He's going to graduate. He is a graduate student right now, so he will not be with the Lakers next season. They will need someone to fill that gap and be able to stretch the court out. Jeremiah Sparks is also a senior. We'll see if he'll come back as a grad student. Cartier Bowman, a senior. We'll see what his deal is, whether or not he'll come back. So you need guys like Kenny Lazo who can stretch the court out to step up now, so come next season, the Lakers can still have the success that they're having so far now. As we get the action going again, A.J. Williams Jr. in for Plattsburgh State, off to Wright. Wright gets the screen from McGuire. Smith works towards the paint. Another monster jam for Jeremiah Smith. Elevate and celebrate, big man. Oh, my goodness gracious. Jeremiah Smith now has 2 monster dunks here in this half.
I'm not sure what just happened.
And Mike Blaine is clearly upset at something.
Clearly a little angry. I don't know what happened there, but, if they can't figure out their problem of getting or passing the ball around and getting the shoot, the Cardinals might have a, bad year and a cruel summer next year.
Jaden Kennedy, Lazo, top of the key, works down towards the block, floater with the right hand, nice little underhanded floater.
At 99 points.
To get to 99.
The Lakers are no team to scoff at, man. Even their secondaries are balling out.
Yeah, he's now tied for the team lead in points. So speaking of 99, just like the restaurant, they are eating apart the Plattsburgh Cardinals defense right now as Jaden Kennedy gets it. Back to Toscano. Looks for the screen from Grant. Grant rolls. Corner. Edwards works down towards the paint. Tries to get it off to Rashawn Grant. Now we're going to have a jump ball as it's between Aiden McGuire and Rashawn Grant. They're wrestling for the ball. It's going to stay our way now. And a Holly Jolly check-in for Plattsburgh. It's Jeremy Jolly. Very fitting. You got the red and green on the court. We're last game until Christmas here in the Zeal. And you got Jolly checking in the last minute. As that shot will not go. Nice spin move there. And no good. Just in and out. Rebounded Kennedy. Now it's Lazo. Behind the back. Crosses midcourt. 30 seconds to play. Oswego will have to take another shot out. No, can't hold it out just yet. Toscano corner. Working up on Smith. Nice little pump fake. Out to Edwards. Or sorry, that's Bradley. Bradley gets his mid-range shot to go on the pull-up. 12 seconds to go.
Make it triple digits for the Lakers with 10 seconds left. And
A.J. Williams Jr. will get a lay in here to kind of add to Plattsburgh's score a little bit, but it's not going to be nearly enough to come on top here today as Oswego drops another 100-burger on the season.
Oh, my
goodness. A 101 to 70 victory. I got one side of the, or 72 victory, excuse me. I almost got one side of the score. I was that last bucket off. If A.J. Williams didn't take that layup, Plattsburgh score, I would have at least been right. But Oswego, way off. Forget about it. Like, not even close to what I expected. I wasn't expecting a blowout, but they did exactly what they did. They stayed humble. They got all the shots that they needed, played really selfless basketball today, played their brand of basketball, come out on top 101 to 72 here, and they're going to move to a 7-0 start on the season. Plattsburgh State will fall to a 2-5 start.
Oh my! This game was a delight to watch. Just a delight is the word. This game was just so back. I mean, not back and forth, but just the will they, won't they for the Cardinals. They had some plays, but the Lakers dropped 101 points. I have not seen that. That's a lie. I'm trying to hyperbolize the fact that it was 101, but
it doesn't happen every day here in the
yes,
SUNY.
It does not happen every day.
But it happens often here in the Max Zeal. Oswego State, no stranger to 100-point games. But you talk about delights, and boy, was this game a sweet treat. Whoever set this matchup up really left out the cookies for us. It's like Christmas morning waiting for Santa Claus. Maybe a little eggnog in the mix as well. A nice little sweet treat. We're going to have more sweet treats for you guys, though. We're going to send this thing to a quick break. When we come back, the sweetest treat of them all, a post-game show right here in the Max Zeal Gym on WTOP 10.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it. Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
Lakers threw up a lot of 3 balls, and now they're going to go outside and throw up some snowballs as they're going to head to Christmas in Vegas. But before they do that, we have to close this one out today in a post-game show. I got Matt Shermita here, joined with my left by Sammy Sozio and Kaylee Richmond on my right. Just some quick thoughts about that game. What'd you see, Kaylee, that worked so well today for the Oswego State Lakers?
Well, I obviously think that the Lakers definitely brought more aggression into their game, especially in this second half. And I also think some more rebounds and free throws were being made on the Lakers half, which definitely helped them get a little bit above 100 as they end this game.
A nice little 100-burger for the Lakers, led by some scorers on that squad, Sammy.
Well, you got Laszlo and, I'll talk about Kenny for a bit. he came out in first quarter, and he started I would say it's a metaphorical rolling a ball down a hill, dropped 2 3-pointers, and then the game from there was Roadrunner.
Yeah,
that was the Lakers this game. Took off. That was it. Those two shots. That's what I call a spark. And the rest of the game, absolutely insane.
Yeah, I mean, Kenny Lazo really said meep and just kind of ran with things here. We're going to look at the game summary of today. Just a huge win for the Oswego State Lakers, 101-72 here in the Max Steel. That'll conclude their opening season homestand as they're going to move over to Vegas. But as we see today, the three-point ball was really working well for the Lakers. Efficient from the three, 43.3% to Plattsburgh's 25%. That's one of their best numbers this year. And then 55.9% from the field goal. If you're a team, when they go to Vegas, Kaylee, what do you have to do when you're looking at these numbers to make sure that you can kind of create havoc on defense and hold them down sub 100 in those games?
Absolutely. I think that the Lakers going into their Vegas travels should think about keeping up what we saw right here today. I feel like they put up a good fight against the Plattsburgh Cardinals, and they should continue to do so on the West Coast. Definitely keep an eye out on those free throws. I feel like in the beginning of the game, it wasn't that, strong, but I feel like now this team has become stronger, and hopefully that holds true as they head out to the West Coast.
Absolutely, and you want their top scorers to keep being their top scorers when they go over to the West Coast. And today it was Kenny Lazo and Jeremiah Sparks, 17 apiece for them on the day. Jeremiah Sparks obviously running with the first unit. Kenny Lazo comes off the bench, makes a huge impact. And we talked about the importance of the depth all game. Sammy, so going into the Vegas break, we'll talk a little bit more about what's next. What is the game plan for Jason Leone in terms of getting the bench involved down in Vegas?
Well, if I was him, I would be like, well, I have a lot more confidence in our secondary team because of the way they played today. They dropped a lot of points in, especially when led by Kenny. I mean, it's just gonna. Okay, secondary team's a young team, right?
Yeah.
So if they have the ability to keep growing and improving, and if it's led by Kenny, it's going to be an amazing time in Vegas. But they're always going to have to keep their spark going, make sure they always have next man up, so no one gets stale or stiff, and when it matters.
Absolutely. You talk about the second unit being young. Kenny Lazo, Jr., he could step up next year. Elijah Hardison coming off of a hip injury. He's a sophomore transfer from Brooklyn. He can step up next year. You have a lot of pieces that you can attribute your success to going forward. You have a lot of graduating students, maybe in Sparks, maybe in Bowman. You definitely have it in a guy like Caleb Cook, who is a graduate student. So we don't know what the plan is yet next year. That's something Jason Leone's going to have to figure out. But the Oswego State Lakers do still have a success in their bench players as well. We're going to take things around the SUNYAC here a little bit. We're going to see how everyone else did today. We have Fredonia at Buff State. It was 25-13 over there. Started the second over at Potsdam at Cortland. The game is still in progress over in Fredonia and at Buff State. And then at Potsdam, game still in progress at the start of the second half, 32-40 over in Cortland. Sammy, what are you seeing in that game right now?
Well, Cortland, the women's game absolutely destroyed. I'm not sure these are going to be the live stats because, again, I think the website might be a little down. But, Cortland, Potsdam lost to us yesterday, right? I imagine they want to, not keep that losing streak going 2 games in a row. But Cortland's also a pretty good team. The Red Dragons are not a team to trifle with. So, again, both teams want to win, but it's from what we can see, it's an 8-point game, so it's still anybody's game.
Right, and how about that New Paltz and Brockport matchup, Kaylee? Take a look at that one.
Yeah, I'll bring it over there.
I'll step back here real quick. I'll relax for a second. I'll get you in there, Kaylee.
Still at the start of the first, New Paltz is leading 31-20 against Brockport right now. Kind of a shock as Brockport is kind of one of those leading teams, I think. But New Paltz is kind of showing up and showing out, and I'm intrigued to see how that ends up.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll head the bike back to Sammy. I feel like I'm making snow angels back here now. I don't know if you guys can see me. But yeah, let's sit back up. We'll keep it professional here as we close things out in this post-game show. We have to now talk about the successful weekend for the Lakers. Two games for either team, 2 wins for either team. Sammy, what did you see in that first game against Potsdam for Oswego State?
Well, again, talk about success. Both games are won. They're won in practice, right? Everyone knows they're won in practice, but I mean, they balled out. That's all I can say. They balled out. That's really what it comes down to. They balled out. They had great chemistry off the bench, in the bench. All the team. It felt like it was one fluid liquid there. Everyone was had their own part to make the team great.
Right, and even in that women's game against Potsdam, you saw the 55-51 victory. It snapped the 8-game losing streak led by Giovanna White-Principio with an 18-rebound, 14-point performance. But today against Plattsburgh, Kaylee, a lot of the same story. You saw a lot of success from both teams today. Talk to me about those games.
Yeah, so it's great that Oswego gets to bring home all of those wins all around throughout all those sports. And, we had some technical difficulties over here. I'm going to take Matt's mic from him. Thank you very much. But continuing off of what Matt was asking, yeah, again, it's great how Oswego can bring home those wins. It's very important, especially in those SUNYAC matchups, to bring those wins home. And hello. And yeah, so I just think it's very impressive on all of the team's parts to get that experience in before the SUNYAC championships come up.
Right, I have to take that back from
Of course.
This thing, kaput.
Yep.
No good. We clearly focus on battery here. We do a great job with battery at SUNY Oswego. But nonetheless, we have to look at the upcoming schedule for the women's basketball team. They go on, they face SUNY Poly Wildcats. They go back on the road, and then they come back home for another homestand. They got their first 2 home games of the season here this past weekend. They go back on the road to face the Wildcats, and then they come back. They have SUNY Delhi January 2nd, Brockport January 5th, and then Geneseo January 6th. Some tough matchups coming up in the SUNYAC, Haley. Just the importance of winning those SUNYAC matchups cannot be understated.
Absolutely, yeah. No, those SUNYAC matchups are very important going into this, especially in the conference all around. It's important to go into those games with a mindset of trying to better the team as a whole. Like you guys were talking about training that young talent and bringing them up to speed, because we have a lot of seniors graduating, graduate students graduating. I think it's very important to strengthen that second line so they can be as strong as the starters going into those SUNYAC championships.
Absolutely agree. I mean, Sean Pinkerton is off to a great start so far with this unit, probably his best year so far, 5-2 start for the Oswego State Lakers. But for the men's team, they're going to take their trip over to Vegas January 29th, I believe, is when they head over there, Sammy. So what are you kind of expecting to come out of that tournament, and also just the overall importance of going into a tournament like that on the road?
Well, Vegas is a long way from home, but I really think that they have a good chance of bringing it back, but I won't go too much into that until we have more information on that.
Right. I mean, a hot start for Oswego. They hope to keep that up after the Christmas break when they go over to, or holiday break. We'll be inclusive here. Holiday break over here. They'll go back to Vegas. That's going to do it for me, for Sammy, for Kaylee, for our producer Garrett Chan, and everyone else over in the studio. And thank you guys for tuning into today's matchups. Hope you have a great night. See you next time on WTOP 10.